Laptopy tablet versus tablety laptop. The Apple M4 iPad Pro versus Microsoft Surface Pro 11. Which is better? Let's go over the raw stats. First, let's talk about the externals. The M4 iPad Pro is Apple's flagship laptopy tablet sporting many features, starting at a price of $1,000 for the smaller version and $1,300 for the larger one, while the Surface Pro 11 is Microsoft's tablety laptop that starts at $1,000 for the regular model and $1,500 for the OLED version. Both of these have accessories that are often purchased together, so here are their prices as well. Let's continue. Size-wise, the iPad Pro has two, the 11-inch and the 13-inch, both sporting 120Hz refresh rates and OLED displays, with the only real difference between the two options being the sizes. While the Surface Pro is 13 inches with a 120Hz display, sporting either an LCD or OLED screen, with the OLED screen costing a fair bit more. So both iPad versions having OLED is better than the Surface Pro's two different options, but the Surface Pro starter model is larger than the iPad Pros. So there's a give and take. Let's keep going. Next, for connectivity, both are not great. But there is a clear winner. The iPad Pro only has one Thunderbolt USB-C, so a dongle will likely be necessary for most users, while the Surface Pro has two USB-Cs and the Surface Connect port. So neither is really good in this regard, but the Surface Pro does have more ports in general. Now, for cameras, both of these devices are actually quite good. The iPad Pro has an extensive camera array, with a wide rear cam, LiDAR scanner, and an ultra-wide front camera, enabling the tablet to record at 4K, cover a large area around your face at the front, and project AR imagery, while the Surface Pro has a great ultra-wide front camera and wide rear cam. The rear can record at 4K and the front at 1440p. So both of these devices are actually pretty neck and neck in terms of camera tech. Overall though, I'd say the iPad has the slight advantage with the LiDAR scanner, but they're both really solid. So for the external summary, the iPad Pro takes points for both models having OLED and LiDAR scanners, while the Surface Pro has better connectivity and the starter model is larger. Now let's move on to the internals. For the internal specs, the iPad Pro sports the new M4 chip, which is very speedy since it's a computer processor put into a tablet, and the newest generation of that chip, while the Surface Pro 11 rocks the also new Snapdragon ARM chips, the Snapdragon X Plus for the starter model and X Elite for the OLED version, which are also very fast and allow for some great overall performance and battery life. To visualize this better, here are the alleged single-core performance benchmarks of these device configurations, and here are the multi-core. And as you can see, they're pretty neck and neck, with the iPad Pro coming out on top. Both of these devices also sport their own respective NPUs, or neural processing units, for AI functionality, which are great because AI is coming full swing. And for storage, both of these devices are not great, but they do tie. 256 gigabytes for both. You can't get any more equal than that. However, the Surface Pro's SSD is upgradable, so that's a point for Microsoft. And for battery lives, both seem pretty good. Both of these devices' previous iterations showed solid battery lives, with the Surface having a bit more variability. Some users' devices could last all day, while others just a few hours. So with both of these devices seeing a significant performance upgrade, expect there to also be an increase in battery performance as well, up to a full workday. Additionally, both sport solid security software, with the iPad Pro rocking Face ID and the Surface Pro using Windows Hello. And lastly, for the operating systems, the iPad Pro uses iPad OS, while the Surface Pro runs Windows 11, meaning two completely different OSs that also translate to different uses for these devices. We'll discuss that more in my verdict. But in summary, the iPad Pro has faster internal specs, while the Surface Pro has an upgradable SSD. Now, let's get on to my verdict. So, the M4 iPad Pro versus Surface Pro 11. Two really solid devices that, for this year, are really tough to choose one or the other. But I think, despite the wonderful upgrades, the right choice for you is pretty clear. Put simply, the iPad Pro is a laptopy tablet, meaning a tablet that can sorta act like a laptop. For instance, the tablet can be used for note-taking, photo or video editing, content consumption, etc. So it's like a companion to your laptop or computer setup that you have already. While the Surface Pro is a tablety laptop, meaning a laptop that can kinda act like a tablet. So it has that compatibility with nearly everything on the internet and can be used for gaming, emailing, record keeping, etc. So it can be used as your main computer. in that sense. Is there some overlap? Absolutely. The iPad can be used for emails while the Surface can be used for note-taking, but all in all, each has its strengths and weaknesses. The iPad is an amazing tablet, but not a great laptop, because no matter what Apple says, iPadOS just doesn't have that compatibility with as many programs or that multitasking ability as macOS. While the Surface Pro is a great computer, but not a great tablet, because Windows is not a native tablet operating system, causing the tablet experience to be a bit more lacking, such as with the touchscreen functionality. So yeah, one device is good at being a hybrid tablet, while the other is good at being a hybrid PC. So then, which is right for you? Well, I'd recommend, if you are a student, professional, or wonderful consumer who already has a computer and or is okay with iPadOS, get the M4 iPad Pro. But if you are a student, professional, or wonderful consumer who does not already have a computer and or would prefer the Windows operating system, get the Surface Pro 11. But ultimately, this is your decision, and you can't really go wrong with either device. But focus on what you need here, because the iPad is a fantastic companion to your setup, while the Surface Pro can be your setup. So choose whichever one fits your needs best, and I'm sure you'll be incredibly satisfied. And that was the M4 iPad Pro versus Surface Pro 11. Two fantastic devices that I'm sure will please anybody. I hope this video helped, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. My name is See Rooster. It's spelled like Cyrus, but not like See Rooster. Just take out the terror. Thank you very much for watching, and have a wonderful day. Peace.